welcome back to Advantage in Paradise. All right, let's jump into the recaps. We're going to be jumping right into combat. It's a short recap because most of what happened last episode was you all getting the shit kicked out of you. On the 13th afternoon of Philip Gloam, the Wild Shadow on a Tears Dog, the longest Tears Dog ever. Last we met, the Wayward Five successfully planted the Syrian seed at the base of the spire after a difficult infiltration. They made it to the gates to recuperate before the explosion could happen, but were faced with an old friend. Queen Ayla sent the undying Curon to stop his friends. And shortly afterward, Varys and Sprig joined to watch and ensure that you were stopped. Our heroes shared words of comfort with one another at this reunion as they hugged their old friend, who seemed to be sound of mind. Regardless, Timber quickly dropped the magic manacles on Curon's wrists, and Sarathil quickly cast Mind Blank to try to prevent Ayla from controlling him. Varys, seeing magic being cast, attempted to negate this effect, but failed. Talray saw this as a provocation and attacked immediately. The Undying Champions engaged the party and an intense combat ensued, but as the battle started, the Syrian seed erupted, destroying the spire and sending a shockwave across the battlefield. Magically radiant shards of rock spattered across the forest, nearly crushing the party as well. The battle resumed under the brilliant light of a new Fey ash tree that had grown out of the spire's rubble. Varys attempted to enshroud Curon in Ayla's power to reassert her control, and it nearly succeeded if it weren't for Timber's interferences. Through all the grit, blade, and magic, the party struggled to survive. While Ekbralgoth was able to easily disperse of Sprig, Varys proved just as difficult as the last time he fought him. The life of the party is on the edge. Scarlet is dying. Sarathil has just barely been brought back from the edge by Timber. Ekbralgoth is doing fine. He's doing okay, actually, I think. Talray is looking rough as he's hiding, or thinks he's hiding. Everyone can see him. Behind some rubble, but has been the powerhouse of damage this fight for the Wayward Five. As Timber pierced the shroud of Ayla, sending her witch form back to Theris Moor and freeing Curon's mind for the moment. And in this last moment, Varys then took his mace to Timber's body and crushed it before he could free Curon's arms from the manacles. But as he lorded over the body of Timber in the dirt, looking to Curon, the body began to twitch and rise as the corrupted form of Lugh begins to take over his dead body. And this is where we left off. In the midst of combat, as Lugh is transforming, you can see Varys, who was assured of a victory there, is now kind of stepping backwards and gripping the large mace, preparing for the new threat. As Curon, you are back into the battlefield. You are still manacled, though. Sarathil and Talray both would be able to break you free from those if you can get to either of them, or they can get to you. Scarlet, of course, you're on your death saves. Let me tilt your body back over because I picked it up for the photos.
I was gonna say you need to make that accurately represent what's happening right now, because Sarathil also needs to be up.
Well, Sarathil didn't stand up yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of bleeding out.
Get up!
Taking a nap.
Sorry.
He's an old man. He needs his rest. Let him be.
That's fair.
He's exhausted.
I am an old man.
Oh, plays here.
Okay.
I'm still standing.
No, you're not. Oh,
Okay, then
hold
the
up.
battle cam's
yeah,
frozen.
Yeah, it's because my notes are over it. Or wait, what? Why is that frozen?
The music's working.
It might probably. Let me put the battle music on.
It's a little hot. That's probably why.
It surely might be. No wait, I think I know why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
singing the song of the Piano Man.
Singing the song of my people.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Fixed
Yeah,
it.
Scarlet's dead.
Fixed it.
Scarlet's dead.
No,
Hell
we
yeah.
don't like that.
No, like yeah.
Okay, so last
Clayton's-
time.
Clayton's here if we want to.
We might as well tell him to hop in.
Oh my god.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
The other scene I have should be normal when he hops in, so take 2 seconds. There he is.
How dare you?
There he is.
be
He's
late,
alive.
Clayton.
But what a
How
jerk.
dare you?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Are you? You don't look sorry enough.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
How was your family event?
Sorry, I put the I'm hearing everybody twice because I was watching the stream. My family event was great.
Great.
Lots of fun, delicious food. Memorial Day barbecue at its finest. We
Nice.
had the brats, we had the knots, we had the alcohol. It was great.
Oh, excellent.
You covered all the bases.
Yep.
What about the tots?
We didn't have any tots.
What
I
about the
brought
pigs?
cornbread. It's like as close as you get.
Cornbread.
Cornbread's.
That's Talray's favorite.
Oh hell yeah!
Excellent. Okay, so we ended on Varys's turn, right? Oh, I'm looking at the
Yes.
wrong.
Yeah, he smashed the hell out of Timber.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it just to remind everyone of the initiative order. It's Scarlet's next, then Curon, then Sarathil, Talray, Ekbargoth, Sprig, back to the top with Timber or Lou, and then back to Varys.
I think we can assume it's definitely Lou.
Who knows? It might be just
Who knows? Maybe it's just Timber. He's feeling a little sassy. So we grew a bunch of spikes and bigger and more vicious. Scarlet, give me a death saving throw.
All right, I get advantage on these because I have a soul trinket. I have several.
Subsequent
Okay.
be reborn. Have an advantage.
Yeah, Sarathil has
my
advantage on
God.
all of them and does very poorly.
Yeah. Well, I
and still almost, guys.
What'd you get?
holy shit. I rolled a 4 and a 1.
So that's
So,
it.
that's a failure.
Yeah, that's a failure. Good thing for that advantage, or that would have been 2 failures and you'd be dead.
I'm
No,
aware.
almost dead.
I'm aware.
All right, so you have 1 success and 1 failure.
Still aware.
Okay. Curon, you are up. You are of free, sound, mind, and body, but you are manacled, so you can't use any magic.
Right. Well, so that was going to be my question, is that I don't have my staff anymore, which was my spellcasting focus.
I would say that you have a new the new glaive you have will serve as a spellcasting focus as well.
I was gonna say the
You could also pick up the
Aeon spike is on the ground.
Aeon
yeah.
spike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Want to get very flavorful.
It would still work as a focus.
Right. Okay, so Ooh, do I still have?
Track's always a banger.
No, I don't have any healing potions. Okay. Hum. All right, Kieran's gonna pick up the Aeon staff.
Okay.
Clutching it, still manacled. Am I engaged with Varys?
You are so. No, I have to change the battle map because I did actually change it for the photo. Timber is between you and Varys, so you're not
right.
within the 10 feet. Okay, now it more accurately represents it. So you are. Actually, let me double check if he has reach.
Oh, fun.
He does not.
Okay. Kieran's gonna back up to Sarathil and Ekbarlgoth and Sprig.
Mm-hmm.
And then turning to Sarathil will be, my friend, you must take off these cuffs if we have any hope of surviving against them. And then he kind of looks at Ekbarlgoth and then turns to Sprig and goes, Sprig, please. You've seen her power can be broken. You have to help us. Please.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage. And Sarathil, you're next, so you can use, on your turn, you can undo the manacles.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 9.
What is it?
9.
Even with advantage?
Yeah.
Yikes.
I have a -1.
Isn't that a wisdom stat?
No. Persuasion? That's charisma.
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 And then
No,
for his
okay.
action,
Yes.
he has an action yet. Kieran, all right. I want to do this for flavor's sake.
Okay.
But also mechanically, if you'll give me anything. Kieran looks to the ash
It's
tree
always worth it to ask me.
and remembers the ash tree of the Feywild dying, but sees new life here. And I don't have time to look up the actual names. So there's the Ash Keeper. What was his name?
His actual name is the Dagda.
And what's the font mother's name?
Danyu Malor.
All right, you know, he's just gonna use their.
Yeah, that's the reason why I usually
types.
only reference them that way.
And he is going to use Divine Intervention, asking Ashkeeper, Font Mother, please, I see your presence here on our material plane. We need your help. One of your guardians, corrupted by the Pallid King, is here now. Ayla the Witch seeks to dominate her people and use the Feywild magic. We need your help now more than ever. Please, whatever divine intervention you can offer, we accept. And now I'll make that
High or low?
roll. We're gonna go low, so with our rules, I have to get a 30 or lower.
Ew.
Then I get a 67.
Damn.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been fun?
That would have been great.
That would have been very interesting if would have been very clutch, one might say. As you beseech this prayer, you see the it's almost like you feel the the power and presence of these bright, scintillating new Fey tree. It's almost like there's a quiet on the battlefield as you look up, and you can just sort of feel the presence of it in the way that there's just sort of this low rumble, almost as if there's like thunder around the tree, but nothing happens particularly. Anything else?
No, that's really it. As he's just gonna grip the Aeon spike and kind of be like, oh, this is familiar yet different, and end his turn.
Okay. Timber, was there anything you hadn't used yet on the Aeon Spike? Because I know you had used the Mercurial Shroud ability. But I don't think there's anything else that
Yeah, I guess I should
like
actually
matters.
check that.
Yeah, no, nothing else really matters. I mean, yeah, he can make a torch purple if he wants.
And you get advantage in the stealth checks in the
That's right.
purple light.
Yeah.
You're also resistant to radiant damage with it.
Oh, yeah, that's, yeah.
So that's good to know.
But that's it, really.
Okay. Then Sarathil is up. Talray is on deck.
Looking to Huron, with what he just said to me, I can't respond. They're like, just like a worrying look because he saw that shroud that encompassed him. Just like looking into his eyes, he's like, I believe you're still there. And I'll go and I'll deactivate the manacles for him. It's like, please help us, if you are. And that will be my action.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as a bonus action, where am I? Yeah, I'm really can't do anything.
The crappy part of Wizards is there's not a lot of bonus action material.
Yeah, yep. But
Object interaction isn't a free action, Sean.
Last session, I made it clear that the manacles is an action when Timber tried to do it.
I mean, it's good. It's a magical item.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I know there's rubble and debris all around there. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can get further away from Varys, but if not, then that is fine.
You can. You just have to avoid the crystals, which I know are everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, yeah, if it's not possible, then that's fine.
I mean, you can move, you can just generally move further back. You don't have to be.
Yeah, I'll go like 5, 10. I don't have to use my full movement.
Sure.
Just to keep creeping away. Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, I used my action to... Never mind. Yeah, I used my action. Yeah, that's
Huh?
Oh, never mind. I'm going crazy.
Okay. You would have had to use half your movement to stand up, so I'll just pull you back like 10 feet.
Yes.
All right, Talray, you are up. Ekbal Goth, you're on deck.
I think there's a lot of things I could do, but the only thing I really want to do is shoot my gun. So
Shoot
I'm
your
gonna do
gun.
that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Sharpshooter.
And you're
I have
shooting Varys. Well, it's really the only target.
Yep, I'm shooting Varys. I have advantage because I still have channeling my Guardian of Nature, and he still has a unicorn horn in him, so I get extra damage. Let's see, a 25 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Very good. That is a 25 damage, necrotic.
That's
Doubled to 50.
excellent.
Round 2, advantage, rolling again, sharpshooter.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
I missed the second attack. And I'm way back there. How is this building structure looking to me? Because I've been standing next to it for a few rounds.
Yeah, I would say you might probably want to start moving away from it soon. It's not going to collapse in a way that's like the top portions of it, like the top third is melted away and is dripping down. Like it doesn't look like it's going to, it looks like it wouldn't take a lot of force for it to collapse. It might not collapse on its own for a while, but if anything interacts with it, it could potentially collapse on you.
Okay, I'm going to take flight, and I'm going to head the opposite direction from where I'm currently at, towards... not getting directly towards Scarlet, but in that direction. I'm going to try and go to, like, the rubble where the rocks had previously exploded. And there's, like, pretty much hide behind those flames that are going up over there.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Nice.
Actually, how much movement speed do you have?
I have 30.
All right, so you wouldn't be able to get all the way over there. You'd be able to start getting there.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Talray?
Bonus action hide ain't gonna do me very good, so
Yeah.
When you're flying in the middle of everything.
Okay.
Can I take a bonus action to toss a good berry into Scarlet's mouth from downtown? All right, well then I'm done.
No. Okay. Ekbral Goth, you are up.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but did Scarlet give Ekbaralgoth a healing potion?
I think
when
I
we were
gave everybody
preparing?
one, right?
Yeah.
I definitely have one for me.
I remember giving away a lot of my healing potions, and I think Scarlet was the only one who took one.
Yeah, I have 2 on me. Not that you would know that, but yeah.
Right. Well, so at one point I had 5 greater potions of healing. And then
Ayla just ripped them off of you.
and then I handed them off to a subordinate.
Yep. Who, you know.
Any chance I could have nicked one of those?
Ooh, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
I mean, if it helps, Talray would probably have a potion of healing on his waistband.
I can't.
You're up in the
I
air.
don't have that kind of movement.
True.
You're also up in the air. I mean, you could do. You can do an investigation check on Scarlet's body to try to find the.
Well, so here's the thing: is I know that she has them. It's my problem is I don't because I specifically remember her asking if anyone needed any, and Ekbaralgoth was kind of like, "Oh, you know, I could," and she was like, "No, fuck you." Or I think she specifically said, "Does anyone need any except for you, Ekbaralgoth? I don't like you. You don't get."
Did I say that?
You did.
I think
you
it was
did.
along those lines.
Along those. That was the vibe.
It was
of
very
whatever you did
implied.
say.
Yeah.
So I don't play by rules of like you need to. If you know they have it, you don't need to use an action to search for it. You just need to use an action to give them the potion.
Right. All right. So Ekbaralgoth is going to. Oh, I don't even know if I have the movement.
Let me check real quick.
5, 10, 15. It kind of looks like I might. Oh yeah, I should have it. I'm going straight diagonal.
Yeah, it's 25 feet.
Yeah. If I could, I'd like to move so I'm between her and Varys. Use
Say that
extra
again?
5. If I could use the extra 5 feet to get between her and Varys.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay. And then use the action, so he like kind of rushes over. I guess he starts to the side of her. As he like passes Kieran, he just gives him a look like, oh, this guy. That's right. I'm making my 2 characters dislike each other.
Amazing.
Do I have a problem? Maybe. I don't know.
This is the moment later on where we're like, yeah, Stefan slipped into madness.
Mark it 709.
Well, Stefan is also a DM, so he's very versed in NPCs talking to each other.
That's fair. That's fair. But so Ekbaralgoth moves over to Scarlet, finds the potion on her, and goes, "See, I told you I didn't need any. It was just you." And he pops the top, feeds you the potion, and then smashes the vial to the side.
Scarlet, you, as you are unconscious, you don't hear him insult you, but you do feel yourself coming to, and you kind of are coughing as you're drinking this potion unconsciously, and you look up and you can see standing over you, the man who just saved your life is Ekbaralgoth, as he smashes the potion bottle and has his sword out protecting you.
And so that was 8 points of healing damage.
Awesome.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
You are no longer raging, by the way.
And then he moves in between Scarlet and Varys. And then bonus action. He is going to... What's he gonna do? Shit. Alright, he is going to make the blade that he holds. I believe before it was fiery and radiant. But now he runs his hand over and you watch it turns a deep, cool blue as it's like rippling with this watery effect as he is invoked the water form of the didact. And then he holds it at the ready, facing Varys, and that ends his turn.
Sean, I have a question.
Yes, what's up?
Those that the celestial chains that Varys used, are those still up?
Yes, those would still be up.
Good to know.
So you would still be considered restrained.
Yep.
And you can make the save again on your turn. Okay. All right, it is Sprig's turn, and then Lou is on deck. Alex, do you have Lou's stat sheet and everything? Cool. He is gonna use a legendary action at the end of Ekbralgoth's turn.
Lou or Varys?
Varys.
Damn.
Worth
a shot.
And what would he do? He thinks that Timber is coming back up, so he is going to strike Lou again, thinking that he is still alive.
Little does he know.
And like you can see, like everyone watching Varys can see, he is, with everything shifting, with Curon running over and doing what he's doing over there, Ekbargoth approaching him, Timber still alive in his eyes. You can see in the eyes darting around, because you can see his eyes now after he's burned into this new form. He is calculating rapidly what to do next. Okay. Against Lou, that is a 23 or 27, actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's not too hard to hit.
Yeah.
He's a big boy. Oh, he's a big dog.
I rolled low on the other parts. So it's 12 piercing damage, magical.
Okay.
And additionally, an additional 13 radiant damage. As he just sort of almost like puts, like, because Lou is right now is like on his back or on his knees as the spikes coming out of the back, and he's growing larger, and you can see Varys just sort of like puts his foot against him and pushes him back down, and then swings the mace up into him, hoping to just sort of knock Timber completely dead, thinking that he just has some kind of like last ditch effort coming out, not realizing he's turning into a demigod. Okay. That was just his legendary action. Sprig is up. She is sort of just looking around right now. And she is going to turn invisible. She's still ethereal, but she's now also, you cannot see her.
Is ethereal.
All right, Lou, you're up.
All right, I have to do. I have my own. I'm rolling a dice first.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. So I imagine Lou is actually on his back after getting impaled by a mace, or not impaled, but like hit with a mace, and he's a lot of just, his face is just getting larger and larger, and the spikes are growing, and just so much drool around his, just, disgusting amount. And he's going to look at Varys and quickly get up to his... Ooh!
Maybe we'll just use this mini, actually, for this.
Yeah. He quickly gets up on all fours, not by, and looking at Varys with his head tilted downwards. Get away from my meal. And he's going to go for Varys.
Yes.
All right, go for it.
All right.
Let me replace that mini over there.
That beautiful little mini.
Right. It's
All right,
not
so
mini. It's
first-
huge.
It's not mini at all.
First, we're going to go for
Oh, shit.
a little bait attack. Go for the bite on the arm.
Head attack.
Little bait attack.
Oh, bite.
A bite.
Oof. Look at that bad boy.
What's a bite?
Woo!
What's a bed attack?
A bite. Just
A bit?
a bit.
Go for a bit.
The nice 12 misses his arm, and then gets.
Yeah, I imagine he brings up the mace, and kind of like Lou is like held back by it.
Does he? Wait, is he? There's nobody else. He has no allies in his. area.
Nope, he is alone. So I think that gives
get
you advantage.
That's right. Still garbage. Yep, just 15 instead. All
No.
right, we're gonna go for a second attack. With his claw strike, nice little area. 22.
That one will hit.
Okay, uppercut with the right claw,
Yeah.
and he's been dealt damage, correct?
Yes, he's not at full health.
He's been
Okay.
dealt damage.
He's been dealt damage. Sorry, I don't have like a nice button.
Yeah, you can't roll on that one. Yeah.
22 points of damage for the first strike.
Nice.
For that.
Wait, how much was it? Sorry.
22.
Okay.
And then the last attack is 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. Ooh, that's juicy. Really good rolls. 34 points of damage.
Oh, nice, dude.
So just like a two swipes with his claws upwards, like a X.
Yeah.
An X formation. And then, yeah, Lou's just gonna be menacingly just staring this guy down as he's in front of his meal, drooling, waiting for his next move.
Yeah, and you see Varys is like thoroughly needs to reorient himself as these attacks come in ferociously. The first one might miss, but those second two just rip through his defenses, and he gets pushed back and almost falls backwards as he then like kind of shoves Lou back and re-grabs onto his weapon. What is the meaning of this? What foul creature have you summoned? As he takes a moment, as he looks around, he sees Ekbralgoth behind him and Lou in front of him.
Ekbralgoth kind of goes, "Oh, we didn't summon that monster. You did."
Yeah.
You jerk.
You jackass.
Get out of here.
All right. Well, then he's going to. Let's see if he gets his Undying Fire back. He does not. He's going to bonus action Misty Step. Out of this demon's grasps. Both of these demons' grasps. Over to Curon.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Oh no.
What'd you say?
I just said, oh no.
You said, "Oh no,
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
not our boy again."
Not again. He better not do what he's fucking think he's gonna do.
Curon has almost full health.
I was
No,
gonna
no,
say
no, that's
he
not,
took
that's not what I think
damage.
he's gonna do.
He's gonna give him a bear hug. He's gonna bear hug and
Yeah.
say, "See you
And
later."
bam.
You never
Yeah.
told me how much damage Kieran had taken
20.
previously. 20? Okay.
Yeah, he took 20 from the explosion. Yeah, 20. Okay. Curon still has. Okay. He is going to look to Ekbralgoth. Actually, is that a nope? Actually, it's not a spell, so he can still use a spell. Ekbralgoth, give me a Wisdom saving throw.
$17.
He has cast command on you.
Okay.
And he points to Lou and just says, "Fight." As you do not succeed on the saving throw there. And he just rests a hand on Curon's shoulder. Doesn't say anything yet. But that is the end of his turn. Scarlet, you are up.
Bonus action rage, please.
Okay, roll on the magic table.
Is just curious. Is that command spell like a charm effect?
I think it says it in the spell.
Let's see. You speak a one-word command to a creature you see within range. The target must see in a saving or follow the command on its next turn. Spell has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand your language, or if you command it to directly harm itself.
The only reason I'm asking is because Mind Blank says, and
Well, it's not on. It's not on.
charm.
He's on Ekbralgoth.
Ekbralgoth, not Curon. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In my interpretation of Mind Blank, I would not allow it to work, even though technically rules is written, it would work, because Mind Blank is a little more vague on exactly. It doesn't block enchantment spells. It blocks like divination spells.
Yeah.
Which is why Ayla would still be able to take control of Curon, but not through his mind anymore. She had to find a way to assert herself onto this battlefield. Okay, Scarlet, you said bonus action rage. Roll on the rage magic.
I did. I rolled an 8, which is a bolt of light shoots from your chest. Another creature of your choice you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a con saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage, be blinded until the start of your next turn. And then until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. Another fucking bonus action.
Hey, this is what happens when you multi-class into several bonus action heavy classes.
I know. All right, so I imagine, coming back up, coughing. There's blood, dripping from the side of my mouth, and I still have those frickin' celestial chains on. I'm going to see, even though I'm face down on the mat, I imagine I'm on my back, and I'm going to look up and sit up and see Varys across the way. So I'm going to aim that.
To con save, right?
Yes. It doesn't
It's the
say
DC.
what.
It should be in your wild magic.
At a certain
place.
DC plus 8 8 plus proficiency plus con, so it's going to be 18.
Oh, wow. You got a pretty good DC there. Constitution, you said? He's going to use his last legendary action to...
Legendary resistance
to succeed on that.
Okay.
As I imagine, you kind of you come out of this you come into this rage, come back to the world into a rage, and sort of this rippling, sort of fiery lightning comes off of you through your erupted flesh and shoots out. Even though your erupted flesh, no, I'm for flavor. I'm keeping it up. It's not up anymore. Once you went down, it closed for effects of damage, at least. All right. So that's everything.
No,
right?
I didn't do my action yet. I'm gonna.
Okay. Do you want to try to
action
break out of the chains? Okay, give me a strength saving throw.
with advantage because I'm raging.
Yes.
That's going to be 17.
Does not do it.
Damn it!
You are still bound by the radiant chains.
All right, well, now that's everything.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he is going to use his mythic action. And he is going to target Sarathil,
No, why me? I'm just an old man.
Talray, and Scarlet. With the same crescent chains. Scarlet, your saving throw is just to resist the damage. You're going to still be restrained regardless. So I need the three of you to give me strength saving throws.
Strength saving throws.
A 9.
Okay, so you're going to take the damage then, Scarlet.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm down again. I only have 8 HP.
What if I could roll 3 1s?
Can't you
could.
uncanny dodge?
Yeah, you can uncanny dodge.
Can I?
Yeah, it's any damage.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and even I can't dodge anywhere.
Doesn't matter.
Rules is written. Yeah, it's not.
We're talking
roll.
mechanics. We're talking mechanics here. Anything to
Yeah.
keep you up.
Yeah, exactly.
You can move your spleen out of the way.
Sorry, Talray, what'd you get?
16.
Okay, that is a fail as well. Talray, you'd also be pulled from the air, Talray. Pulled down to the earth. And then Sarathil, what'd you get?
11.
Okay, so you are also, the three of you are restrained by these chains. Just like other things like this, it has a descending DC. Just because I know that if it's not a descending DC, that I don't think Sarathil would ever break out of that. Okay. Yeah, Shannon, you're definitely going to go down. Well, maybe not with the have. 17 points of radiant damage.
Well, I'm not resistant to that either.
So all of us or just her?
No, all three of you.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm
that
still up.
just does it.
Okay, and Talray, you're pulled down to the earth. No extra damage there. You're just pulled down.
Okay.
Okay, so with the three of you restrained, Scarlet, you're still up. Ekbralgoth, or I'm sorry, Sarah. I don't know why I keep wanting calling Sarathil Ekbralgoth. I think it's because I'm calling Steph Curon.
And someone has to be Ekral.
Somebody has to be Ekbralgoth, and the undead guy is the closest thing to the demon guy.
I mean, yep. I'm dying.
Okay. That was after Scarlet's turn, I think. I did that after, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Scarlet just went. Okay, so Curon's up. Sarathil's on deck.
Okay. So I have all my spells as normal.
Mm-hmm. And the last thing that happened to you is basically Varys teleported next to you, pointed at Ekbralgoth and commanded him to fight Lou, and then he raised up his mace and hit it to the ground, and radiant chains went up and wrapped around the rest of your friends, and locked them to the ground, including Sarathil, who is unconscious and held to the ground by the chains. And then he just dropped a hand on your shoulder, like your good old friends. But you have an idea that he's potentially going to try to make your escape.
All right. Okay.
Sarathil's on deck, then Talray after that.
Curon's just gonna kind of shout to the void. Spur, please, don't leave us. Your people need you. As he then is gonna place a hand onto Varys's, and he's gonna cast at 7th level Inflict Wounds.
Nice.
What'd you cast?
Inflict Wounds.
Ooh,
Excellent.
My natural 20.
yummy, yummy.
24.
That'll hit.
So good.
How many dice is this?
90-10.
Fuck yeah.
This could do it.
62 necrotic damage.
62, you said?
At, yeah, 62 necrotic damage. And as he places the hand on him, and you can see the magic start just channeling through his hand. Aeon's staff is in one hand. His other hand's on here, and he goes, Varys, I'm sorry. I wish we could come to an understanding. I wish I could learn from you the first of the sovereigns, but you're too far gone. And then he inflicts the damage.
Nice.
Huron, how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Just as I said, he grabs it. He says his little, speech as he has wont to do. And then the power of... Well, you tell me whose power it is, Sean, because I'm holding the Aeon staff.
Oh, this is Astraeus' magic.
Yeah, so Astraeus's... So I almost imagine instead of like the usual white necrotic energy that goes through his hand, it's this. It starts as that, but it changes into this mystical black starry as his forearm, and then his hand just turns into this, this form as he releases the necrotic energy, and it flashes through Varys, and he just feels this new god, a familiar feeling maybe to him. I don't know, but it's still the necrotic energy of the dawn and dusk.
So this surges through the body, almost cooling the radiant fire that has been burning across his flesh since he entered into his mythic state. As that all cools down, as his body returns to his normal body for the most part, the mask had been burnt away completely, and for the first time, Huron, you just see the face of Varys Moonbound, much like your own face. Old, tired, undead, broken. As he would drop to his knees at this surge of power through him,
I think Huron would drop with him, still holding on to his hand, drop to his knees with him, maintaining eye contact the whole way. It's time you finally rest.
what is this? Whose touch is this?
You feel the power of Astraeus, a new god, who I believe lifts the mantle of our queen. Not Ayla, Vatiluvanya. He is the dawn, he is the dusk, light and dark. And he has come to take you home.
His voice shifts away from the undying echo. I see only darkness. As he dies in your arms.
I check my pockets. Do I have any diamonds?
Did you have any at the time of?
I did not have any.
No.
No.
You don't. The only person who has a free revivify right now is Sprig. Wherever she is.
I don't know that.
In ethereal. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know that. Because all the Undying have one free revivify per day.
Oh.
Except for Kiran, because
Why
you're
would
a
I
newbie.
get that? Yeah.
But as you're there with Varys in his last moments, we do cut to the fight still happening around you. Sarathil, give us a death saving throw.
Come on, Sarathil. Come on, Sarathil.
Here we go. Oh, what the hell? Bang. First one is a 5. Second one is a 1. Let's go.
Oh.
Well, good thing it's the advantage, and that one's not the double
Yeah,
failure.
but still.
So one failure, you unlucky son of a bitch.
The king of garbage. Like it's all you can all see this. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, and it's like part of me is like, is there an alternative way I can have him roll?
I Google roller.
God.
Okay, Sarathil, that's one failure.
Absolutely insane.
The chains also break away, obviously, as Varys goes down.
Well, no. We'll say. Oh well, damn.
I mean,
we'll say I did that save before he went down.
Talray, you are up. Ekbral Goth, you're on deck. Obviously, you're not under the effects of the command anymore.
Yep.
So, as far as you can see, there is no Elysian threat around you. You can't see Sprig; she went invisible. But there is Big Bad Lou in front of you.
Big bad wolf man.
I think that I'm probably gonna hold off from fighting Lou. But I might try and calm him down, sort of. Like, I'm heading towards, I guess Scarlet, who's down, and I'm like slowly like going down to revive her, but I'm not like taking my eyes off of Lou as I do it, and I'm just like approaching very slowly. And I like my gun is like to my side, like it's not away, but you know, I don't have it pointed at him. And I say, hey, big guy, remember me? We hunted together. We're both creatures of the forest, you know. I feel you right now. I know you have a hunger. I mean, I've got a hunger too. Maybe, you know, we can be in a pack together like we once were, right? No need to get violent now.
Sean, I don't know how you want to play this, but what I was thinking is have a high DC and then lower every consecutive round.
That's how I usually do it for when they're trying to bring you back. So let's do it that way. And we'll do the same wisdom saves that you would normally do. To try to break and this is not necessarily break free completely as in like Timber. This is to make Lou calm down. Because Lou
I'm literally
is capable of
ignoring
becoming
Timber,
is capable of becoming good Lou, even in this state. It's just when Timber violently dies, it's always going to result in corrupted Lou because of the violence of it. But good Lou can still come out. But so I'm going to ask for a wisdom save from Lou.
Lou.
You got some apples.
I want to like clarify. I'm attempting to sort of like appeal to the Fey kinship.
100%. And I'll give Lou advantage because of that.
You mean advantage or disadvantage? Oh,
advantage because there's a very recent kinship between Talray and Lou.
Hunting buddies.
What happened to my page? Why did my page close? Okay.
Both fake creatures.
Oh, okay. An 18.
It's pretty good.
An 18?
It's high for Lou. He's got a plus.
It is high for Lou. He's not the wisest creature. That is not a success. I mean, I'll say it's a high enough roll where like Lou can like feel the connection, and maybe has a moment where he's calm for a second, but it's the anger and the sheer amount of blood all around you is mostly what's driving Lou and making this DC so high. If every single party member is below full health, so they're all bleeding except for Curon because he's bloodless right now.
And me.
And yeah, that's right.
And Ekmarl Goth is a demon.
True.
So that's
true.
Well, that's
Icker.
two of us.
Scarlet's bleeding out on the ground, or almost bleeding out on the ground. And there's also about maybe like a good 30 to 40 corpses inside the walls right now, but most of those are not bleeding because they've been vaporized or burnt to a crisp.
Did we do that?
Yeah, do that.
But Lou is still enemy right now, but that did help and does bring it down the DC for the next attempt.
Okay. Yeah, and we'll say I'm gonna use a healing potion on Scarlet.
Okay.
Yep.
And Scarlet, you're obviously no longer restrained by the chains.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me tell you how much you heal for. Just a sec. What's the roll on this thing?
2d4 plus 2.
Ekbralgoth, you are up. With Lou on deck.
So sorry.
7.
Thank you.
Scarlet is healed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Ekbarlgoth is gonna look up at Lou and goes, "Have Lou and Ekbarlgoth met?"
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I was looking through my notes and I don't believe
because
so.
Timber took control of Lou after Curon died when he ran off into the woods sad, and he came back as Timber, and that's when, and at the end of that session is when Ekbralgoth showed up. Okay. So he's never met Lou and might only have like secondhand knowledge in passing of this beast that was within Timber.
So he's gonna stab his sword into the ground.
Oh, but actually, give me a quick religion check though, just to see if you know who Lou is in general.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a 5. I think you had me do this before.
I had you do this for Felix as the interdimensional traveler. So I'd say you don't know who Lou is specifically, but you do know of the Fey Keepers. That the Fey Keepers are a thing, and that this is supposedly, based on whatever these fucking mortals said, is supposed to be a Fey Keeper. Right. If anything, you'd look at him and be like, look at this puny god.
So he stabs his sword into the ground and walks forward and puts out a hand and goes, "Hello, I don't think we've been properly acquainted. My name is Ekbarlgoth, Seneschal of Ika, champion of..."
Lou, you're up.
I will say, wait, are you taking like the dodge action, or do you doing anything, or you're just dialing?
Yeah, you can do something if you want to. I just thought it was
I'll
funny.
say that he is Ekbargoth is prepared to get out of the way, but he is trying to maybe make a bargain or make an acquaintance with this powerful entity. So like he is going forward unarmed but prepared. So yes, I guess I'll have the dodge action.
Yeah, I would say you're holding the dodge action for if Lou
Yes.
attacks you. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that a demon introducing himself in all his titles is not going to persuade Lou to
Nope.
to
Wasn't supposed to.
become a diplomat in this moment of pure bloodlust that he's experiencing. Because it's like when Timber dies and Lou takes over, it's as if he has like zero sustenance in his belly and he is purely hungering for blood to rejuvenate the shell that Timber is to him. But go ahead, Lou.
So since I was close, or relatively close with Talray's
You were
words,
pretty close.
I'm gonna take off one less attack as a moment of hesitation.
I think that's fair. And instead, he's going to use Fury of a God.
I'm gonna use Fury of a God and just get everybody.
Yeah, he could literally kill almost everybody right now.
Yeah.
Yay!
But I'm not gonna do that. Instead, a handout, is just gonna be a nice bite to the hand.
Fair.
Gonna be
Do you
a
have
playful-
disadvantage on this attack?
Disadvantage.
It's a playful bite.
It's playful. Well, good thing I had a disadvantage. That's a 14 to hit. It
You
does not-
actually. Oh wait, no, he has an ally within. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that both of them miss. I rolled a natural 20. If I didn't have disadvantage. So what Lou does is he goes for the hand, and I imagine Ekbargoth just like it was ready and just like moved his hand out of the way, and Timber went ahead and tried to go forward with a swipe action, and Ekbargoth just like dodged out of the way. I don't know. You can flavor.
Yeah. No,
But-
that's
Just a reminder, Lou. You probably already know this, but you do have you have resistance to all types of damage except for
Yes.
the ones on there, including magical weapons.
Yes.
Okay, just a double check, making sure.
He's just gonna growl a little bit more. Get away from my meal.
He wants to eat you so badly, Scarlet.
Yeah.
Okay, Scarlet, you're up.
Yep. Okay. So if I want to sit up but not stand up, is that still going to be half my movement? That's the
I
first
mean,
question.
no, but you will still be considered prone.
That's fine. I want to I
imagine we're in a half initiative here, unless things get really escalate.
I want to basically scoot backwards towards that fallen door. Are those crystals active, or are those just pieces that are on that pillar?
The crystals under there are not active.
All right, so I want to sit up and back up and just go lean against, and just not standing up, just kind of scooting back.
Scooting back.
Scooting back, yep, towards that door. And I'm going to drink my second health potion. I don't remember. I don't think we said this was okay, but if I just stabbed the ground with my Blade of the Dawn,
It is
do
not
I get to
okay.
use it?
No. It'd be an infinite healing machine.
Where's Sarathil in all this?
The
Dying.
unconscious.
I don't.
Dying.
Oh,
is
I
he?
see him on the map now.
Yeah, he's on the ground over there there's just two dead old guys back there, and
Yeah.
Kieran standing on top over them.
Load your gun with some good berries and just shoot him.
Oh my god. I have
Yeah, why
seen
don't
some
I have a
cool
slingshot?
items though that are projectiles that heal. I mean, that's basically what Scarlet's thing can do for the most part.
All right,
Just
so
have
you know
berry
what
goo on your face. Sorry.
I'm gonna change my mind then. I'm going to half movement stand up, bonus action dash and use my action to feed Sarathil my healing potion.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I got you.
The good little baby he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear, it's not that great. 5. But it's something. I'm at
It's
7, so we
something.
can just bleed
Ah,
out
I imagine the
here
two of
together.
you are just like trying to pick each other up as you're
Yep, it's not
holding
working.
like Scarlet. You're definitely like clasping at
Holding my
these
side.
like you're. I imagine like based because Scarlet, you were knocked down by the explosion, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're like you've got like something unusual for you, which is burn arcs all over you, but they're radiant.
They're radiant
It's
burns.
radiant burns.
Yep.
So it's like it's almost the kind of thing where in your head you're almost like, this is what it feels like.
Oh, this is so strange.
Okay. So that was Scarlet's turn.
That was everything. Yep.
Huron,
Yeah.
you are up, and Sarathil's on deck.
All right. Kieran is going to cast See Invisibility. Where's Sprig?
Oh yeah, that's right. You can see invisible.
When
Hell
I-
yeah.
Yeah, cast the spell.
Foolish mortal, you can't hide from me.
She is right in front of you. Like almost like she watched everything that you did, and right in front of you as you killed Varys, and she's just her hands are slack at the sides with the two crescent blade sickles kind of almost touching the ground as she's got almost this empty face as she's just staring into your eyes. And she like watches you do all of that and does not like cast the spell and does not change her empty stare as you can clearly see her.
Is there anything you can do? Any of Ayla's magic available to now? He doesn't deserve to die like this. Not as a puppet. Her. I don't know where his soul goes now. But he deserves to have the time to find rest. If you help us, we can help him find eternal rest.
By our oath, I am to resurrect him and flee. But she will worm her way back into his mind, just as she will to you and me, just as she did to Rodrin.
But you can't know that, Sprig. I freed Rodrin. I was free myself, and I'm
For
free
a
now.
week.
It's a
Where is he now?
It's not
Where
an
is he
easy
now?
battle. Sprig, you must understand. She is at the height, the zenith of her power. We are in her lands. But we are slowly dismantling her power. Can you not see? He says, gesturing to the Fey tree. Her power is not as strong as she claims. Cracks are appearing within her hold. The Elysian people deserve to know the truth about their queen. They deserve to know the truth about their sovereigns, their generals, and the heretics as well. Her shroud is lifting, and the people will decide who to follow. Cleared of her influence, and if they choose her, then so be it. My fight will then be lost, But until the people make the decision on their own, without her grip around their necks, my fight goes on, and I will die again and again, and I will let her take me as many times as she wants. But as long as I have breath, I swear to you, she can be beaten.
There's no certainty that when he stands, he will not strike us again, not strike you again, will not take us far from here.
If that was his choice of his own free will, then I have no problem with it. I apologize. I did not think that her powers would return so quickly, or her control would return so quickly to him.
10,000 years of control.
Looking back up at her, a single tear running down his aged face. Well, do the undying cry?
Yeah, I'll say they can cry.
Okay.
Oh, dice in my arm.
One tear runs down, and Kieran goes, then I guess it's best we let him rest. And laying the body down, he walks past Sprig and pauses for a second, goes, run if you wish. Know that we can help you. Know that we want to help you. Know that there's always another way. And without waiting for a response, he's gonna walk up to Lou. And walking forward, using the Aeon Spear to support himself. Because I haven't technically made an action yet. Oh no, I did.
You haven't, no.
Action, but...
We're in. Like I said,
Okay.
we're in a half initiative here.
He walks up and goes, hello, my friend. It's been some time since we last saw each other. How are you? Is Timber in there?
Should I make a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say with advantage again, too,
Thanks.
because Kieran's your good buddy.
Hey, good buddy. 10-4, good buddy.
It's a 17.
Okay. That'll do it.
With that, I imagine, like, Lou has been engaged with Ekbralgoth for the entire conversation, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, I imagine there's been just a bit of a scrap going on between the two, and Ekbralgoth maybe gets a shot or two in, but is mostly
He's
probably looking over at Kieran and people and be like, excuse me.
he's holding like the blade and he's using the hilt to try to minimize the damage
Nice.
to Lou, understanding
Who this
what
is.
could
Yeah.
happen should he actually do some serious damage.
And
Yeah, actually, I just thought about it. Like, you would probably actually feel Zendariel is not exactly micromanaging you, so you would actually, if you went with your actual blade to strike him, might feel some singeing at the amulet on your neck, because the amulet doesn't discern between Lou and Timber.
Right, that's fair.
In this specific case, Timber is red-eyed, Lou is red-eyed. And at the sight of Kieran and him walking up, I imagine there's a certain calmness that goes over him. And if Timber had the blade or the hilt in his mouth, but Ekbralgoth's he just let's go a little bit. I don't know. Is that gonna do it? Just calm, or is it?
I would think that it would bring you
down
into purple.
Okay, so like not attacking anymore, but like
Red.
still
on
on
edge.
edge.
Yeah. Like if there was any more fight to be had, like if Varys just stood up because Sprig resurrected him and he was like, "Let's go," then you immediately go into fight mode again. But it's more so like you're in like high adrenaline, like in between fight or flight in this moment.
Yeah. Get on.
Yes. Yes, it's me, Lou. I apologize. I'm sure you're welcoming the fresh air, but
Yeah.
I have something of Kaze's I'd like to give back to him.
Yeah.
Holds forth the Aeon Spike.
You're supposed to be dead.
Oh. I apologize. I didn't realize Kaze had informed you. It's okay. I'm back for the time being. I believe Kaze would want this back, if you don't mind. And he's holding it forward for Lou to grab, because maybe the power of the strength.
Yeah, I'll give you another wisdom save to go back down to blue-eyed from purple.
Just touch it.
DC's only 14.
Oh, I failed. 11.
Okay. I don't. It's not gonna push you back into red.
Right. But he'll probably back up just a little bit, like as Kieran approaches. And he's like looking around for something because he's still hyped up, or
You'd still be a bit hungry.
Hungry.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't want to do this. But Lou, hold this spear, and I'm going to cast Command. DC 20 Wisdom save.
Watch he makes this one.
Yeah, right. I'm fucking take advantage of it.
If a 7, I got a 7.
Okay. Yeah. A little bit of lunar light would go over Lou's eyes, and he would take the staff, which would be another a wisdom save from Lou again. DC's 10 though this time.
Come on.
DC's how easy can I make it?
It's gonna get a 9.
Natural 20. So
There we go.
Could you imagine if he got that one earlier?
Let's not talk about it.
Because
Already on edge,
that
Sean.
would have been an aggressive act on Lou, and he would have shifted back into red, and we'd have a different middle of the show. So, Timber, as you take the staff, your eyes turn blue again, and you feel all of your fur, the light, the darkness leaving them, the spikes all seem to dissipate or retract into your body, and you are at 1 HP. And roll me a D4.
Come join the sad pile.
Yeah.
dead pile.
Below 10 HP pile.
Yeah. 3. I got 3.
Pile.
You have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Aye.
That's fair.
That is very fair. Where do I put that again?
It's on conditions.
Thank you.
Aye.
I imagine like once this happens, Timber just like falls to the ground, and then just like
Huron
slowly
rushes to
gains
catch
like
him.
consciousness of like where he is.
Kaze, are you okay? Is
Uh,
that you in there?
get on. Get on.
Thank you. You saved me. Yet again, my friend.
Just don't die again.
No promises. Kieran says as he starts to stand up, helping Kaze up to his feet.
And you'd see over by the... you would see Sarathil and Scarlet holding each other up. Talray coming... Talray, I imagine Talray would have probably been with them as well by this point.
Talray is standing next to Scarlet and not helping her up. He's just standing there cleaning his gun.
Jerk.
As you have defeated Varys, Moonbound, kept aloof from rampaging all of you, because he could have 100% killed the party. One Fury of the Gods would have taken out Sarathil and Scarlet and possibly Talray, and then it just would have been a one-on-one between Curon and Ekbralgoth would have been there too, yeah. Yeah, you guys might have been able to kill Lou, but it would have been a hard fight.
Well, Ekbargoth literally has no more.
Oh, so you would have just been basically a fighter at that point, yeah.
Yeah, I get my extra attack and my cool greatsword. That's about it.
Okay, but as you all are alive, shockingly, under the scintillating, burning, radiant light of this Fey Ash Keeper that you've created, Sprig is nowhere to be seen.
So yeah, I guess I was gonna say Curon would turn around after like Lou goes down, and she's not there at all.
Yeah, if you give me a quick perception check. I've missed these perception checks.
I'm gonna do that with advantage.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I can.
The Ion Spike does have Eyes of the Night.
I saw that. That made me happy to see that it carried on. That's a 25. I can see invisible. I can see invisible still.
Yeah. Is there a distance on that, or is it just all your sight?
No, I can also see into the ethereal plane, which I know.
So even if she's not invisible, yeah. So you would see her at the edge of the forest, watching you all, but she has clearly distanced herself.
Helping, or before he helps up Kaze, Kieran just kind of raises a hand in her direction.
She would raise up a hand in return, and then turn around and start walking into the forest.
And then Kieran helps Kaze up.
It's at this point, since the din of combat is slowing and you're all kind of collapsing into places, that you start to see, like, slowly but surely, like, a couple bands of survivors walking out of the fort.
Oh no.
Having gathered each other. They are brutally injured, bleeding. Some of them have their skin is shredded off their arms. They are missing limbs, blood all over them. They've basically survived a nuclear strike, a tiny nuclear strike in a controlled area. And they are not like coming after you. They are just trying to flee the molten fort.
So Kieran is going to look over to Varys's body. Is he still there?
Yes. The thing is, you have to remember is that Ayla can no longer freely just do whatever the fuck she wants in this territory since the Spire's been destroyed. So if the Spire was still there, she could just bamf his body back to the Citadel.
So real quickly, Kieran wants to take his rod that he has, the weapon, and quickly search him for any other goods that he has.
Varys?
Yes.
Yeah. Like most of the champions, threadbare, just the weapons and whatever else he had on him. Any personal effects that Undying have is all at the Citadel.
Okay. And a unicorn horn sticking out of his leg.
Yep, there is a unicorn horn between his armor rivets and his leg.
Kieran ignores that and will, as best he can, kind of cover his face. And then stowing the weapon, will start to turn to the party and goes, "Are you all okay? Can you manage?"
For a little while.
"I need to help my kinsman." And Kieran will start to go, and this kind of friendly, elderly Elysian face will start gesturing to soldiers and going, "My friends, I'm a cleric of Ilyuvania. Come this way. I can give you healing."
Yeah, and they don't question help at this point. They're in no position to be like, wait, Who are those people behind you? Didn't they just do this? They're just like, whatever friendly face is willing to help us, they rush to you. Like any that can actually hold themselves up as best they can, carrying those that are wounded, rush to you, and some of them can start helping. Some of them are well enough to help you set up kind of a triage area where you can gather survivors. And, you know, there's some that are like, they're pretty brutally wounded, but they're like, need to be held back from running back inside to look for more survivors.
Right. Kieran turns to Ekbar Goth and is like, I don't think we've had the chance to make an acquaintance. And Ekbar Goth strides forward and goes, yes, well, I assume that you are the Grand Champion of Illuvania. I am Ekbar Goth, Seneschal of Ika, and Champion of Zendariel, the Everflame. The other titles that the player, have forgotten in this moment. And Kieran, like, looks and he's like, by the Crescent Heart, a champion of Zendariel. She sent someone. Thank you. And he rushes forward to like shake Eckard's hand, and Eckard's a little thrown back. And he's like, yes, well, and he's like, please, my friend, you must help the soldiers that are still in there. Your body is resistant. And because like Kieran can kind of tell these kind of things, and he's like, if you're an agent of Zendariel, I'm sure you're resistant to some of the magics in there. Please, you must help them. To which Eckard goes, and why would I do that? And Kieran looks up to him and goes, because it's the right thing to do. And now, something I learned from a friend of mine, Daniel. I'm going to roll d20 to see if his demonic or angelic side.
Ooh.
And his angelic side. It's close. It's not, you know, he's still like a little like...
Eyes.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I better get something out of this. As Ekbar Goth is now just a follower for Kieran to do his good work. As Eckard starts to move in and goes, hello, are there any of you weak elves that need assistance? I have come, the Seneschal of Ika, to help. And Kieran turns to the rest of the party and goes, he's an odd one, isn't he?
I haven't really quite got used to him.
I mean, he ain't too bad. I mean, he doesn't have any good berries though.
I'm not a fan.
Speaking of Talrate, can I have one?
Done.
I think this is a good place to take a break, and we'll jump back in. For everyone's reference, upon your next long rest, you will have leveled up.
15, baby.
Big stuff over in Talray's character sheet.
All right, folks, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Please stick around for these new for the aftermath of such a intense session and a half fight, taking down Varys Moonbound, the oldest and strongest of the Undying champions of Queen Aela. But we will be back. Everyone say see you soon.
See ya soon.
You saw, you see some.
Yeah.
See.
Welcome back, everybody, to Advantage in Paradise. We're going back to the stream. Welcome back. Our heroes have just defeated Varys Moonbound, the first sovereign of Elysia, the strongest of the Undying Court, the strongest champion of the Undying Court. Ale is the strongest of the Undying Court. Leader, essentially, for the most part, of the Undying, the highest of the Undying champions, leaving only Rodrin, Ulamo, Sprig, unnamed champion number 5, and technically Curon. But he's mind blanked and not within a sphere of Ayla's power. And currently, Curon is about to, with the aid of Ekbral Goth, triage and tend to the wounded Elysians from the attack made by his allies, but in order to free him for the most part. And he must save his kinsfolk. As the rest of you, I imagine, are taking a bit of a rest right now. Best you can. I'd say.
Put up that hut!
Yeah, I'd say for now you can do, because it's really not that late in the day. It's probably like 3 o'clock. Because you assaulted the keep at like around noon. Or you started your whole engagement around noon. It took about an hour or two to reach the zenith. So at this point, it's around 3-ish. But, it's perpetual twilight here. So you can, you could just take a rest now and then do whatever you want to do for the rest of the day, if anything. I know you all are probably pretty toasted. But then we'll take a long rest. But what would you like to do with your time right now? I know Curon is going to be triaging wounded soldiers, but does anyone else have any specific things they want to do during this time?
I mentioned Timber's just going to be too exhausted to do anything.
Yeah, Timber's pretty out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my healer's kit, so I'll just be tending any wound that I can, either on myself or whoever wants to sit with me in our little circle.
I would ask you, do you have any more potions by any chance? I wish to help those that were scarred by that blast.
I don't have any potions. I have a little bit left of this healer's kit. But you should use it on yourself first.
That's what I wanted.
Okay.
I'm sitting nearby and I look at him and I just open my hand and there's a bunch of good berries. Probably 6 at this point.
They don't heal you, do they?
They heal you for
They
1
put you
HP.
back for 1.
For 1.
Sustenance for the day and 1 HP.
Sarathil just looks to Scarlet and then back to Tower. Just takes a long sigh. He'll take a dozen or so, and then just slowly eating them, just to come back from the verge of freaking death again for the 15th time.
As he's chewing, I mean, yeah, I just give him a nod.
Thank you.
Of course, Scarlet.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to be a bother, but our friends, I want to see if the mission was a success on their side. Can you get in contact with them?
Not till tomorrow. I can't do it till tomorrow.
All right, I'll see if anybody else has any way to help. Curon, how about you?
Karen's busy.
Sorry. I mean, I'm gonna go find Curon if Sarathil doesn't have a way to do it.
Afraid not. I expended my last resource of the diadem, blanking the mind of Curon as he approached. I'm actually quite lucky that I didn't backfire, let's say.
Yeah, that was a smooth move there, sport.
Sport.
Yeah, and you did I have to say, you did quite some damage to the enemy there. Look at Tavares' back. I never actually believed we could have slain such a champion.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
well, us ranger taps, all the work, none of the glory. It's fine.
After finishing the good berries and feeling a little, not energetic, but having some semblance of energy again, Sarathil would slowly make his way towards wherever triage is being set up to try to help people.
Yeah, so I think Huron had set up some distance away from any of the molten rock. He's got an aura of life going, so anyone at 0 hit points comes back at 1, blah, blah, blah.
All the use.
Yeah,
Blah, 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 blah,
hand passing out healing words and the like, while, additionally using traditional medicines to do all this. Eckert is, dragging, I imagine Eckert is, actually, dragging individuals out of the rubble, by their leg, and he's like, this one's still alive. What should I do with him? And Kieran's like, why would you... lay him down here, please. And as the individual enters the circle, those death saves stop as he's stabilized.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a combination of things. Some people, it's like you save them from death, but they still are missing a limb or, brutally scarred or something like that. But for the most part, anyone who is brought to you will not die. They may have permanent damages to them, similar to Scarlet's wonky knee. But everyone will live who's brought to you within the next, 10 minutes or so.
Right.
Go sit with Timber and just be next to him.
Yeah,
And
just
relax.
leaning against a tree.
Yeah.
And then just head back.
I'll put my head on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Classic image.
She just looks
Yeah.
so sad.
Oh God.
Huron, collectively, over the next hour, I would say, you are able to save 24 soldiers out of 70 or 80 or so, I think. I don't remember.
That
I have it written down
to me,
somewhere.
or just in general?
No, in general. The garrison
Okay.
was I believe is somewhere between 80 and 120 soldiers were garrisoned there. I have to check my numbers, but in total, you're able to save 24 from dying. They have maladies, I'm sure they'll have.
Right. Kind of standing back, wiping his brow, turning to Sarathil, goes, we always must save as many as we can, but Kieran says, looking over his shoulder at Varys, whose body is still laying there covered, unless anyone's touched him.
No, I imagine you set the triage a bit of ways from the battle.
But we can't save them all, can we?
I know that must have been quite difficult for you, but at least now, at least how I see, he's at peace. With the pillar destroyed, Ayla should not be able to regain a grip on his soul, right?
Yes, well, I fear what he said in his last moments. Usually, as you see the fields of death, golden wheat, or at least something of your realm that you will depart to, but he saw only darkness as he left. I had hoped Astreus might take him in, but it's potential that with his severing with her severing of power in this area, no longer being connected to Ayla, his soul wanders now amongst the in-betweens. That's a thing. the liminal spaces between realms. A soul forever forced to wander. 'To 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 wander
I didn't realize that you got a chance to speak with him before his passing. Because I was struggling myself. I wish I was awake, though. Maybe there is a way I could help. Potentially. At least search for his soul. I could see you wanted him to live, and to save him.
I'll be honest, it was mostly for selfish reasons. If we'd have the first sovereign supporting us, or at least against Ayla, it would carry quite some weight in Elysia. But he does deserve rest. She kept him for so long. I can only imagine the weight, the exhaustion on his soul.
It's a burden I wouldn't want anyone, especially someone as renowned as him for your culture, to ever have. You know I dabble in the necromantic arts, but as you've probably seen, it's always...
Yes, all sanctioned by Ilyvania, of course.
Yes,
Right?
of course. It's in fairness, what my point is that it's all material. I never successfully able to contact the soul, but I've studied about it, I've read about it. It's a more pure magic, and maybe it's something I could try. As he'll turn and walk toward the body of Varys. And Sean...
You'll see Talray there pulling the unicorn horn out of it.
Imagine Talray even has a foot on the armor and is like, because this is pretty jammed in that armor.
Got it. Oh, hey, what's going on?
I'm going to try to attempt something, but I'm going to need absolute concentration, focus, and a bit of silence, if that's all right.
I just do the little lips are sealed motion with my hands and go over and just stare at Curon, I guess. Watch him work.
Sean, now, I would ask that what I would like to do is, and I know that this is not how the spell works.
I'm all for spell bending.
Soul Cage.
Mm-hmm.
I know that as a reaction, but if I were to make some Arcana checks and spend some time, I would like, I guess what Sarathil would like to attempt is just focusing on the nature of that spell and writing sigils or something around him. It's in there concentrating a focus, try to tap into the ethereal plane, trying to locate the soul and try to bring it back. And I would give up a long rest or short rest, whatever it is, to if that's what it takes. Could you allow something like that? Or I guess, I don't know.
Yeah. I think we can figure something out.
Okay.
Maybe something like, because he's got sent back so many times from Ayla, his soul is more, attached to this plane, so it takes longer for it to disappear.
Yeah, I guess let me clarify, and why the reason I'm asking this is because, so what Curon mentioned before is that he said that his soul didn't go to the fields or whatever, so it seems like he's in some sort of limbo.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason I'm just attempting this, is just that.
No, I got it.
It has been claimed by something. It's just
So, we'll do a skill challenge for this.
Okay.
To see if you can unlock an encounter.
Okay.
So, step 1 is going to require you to investigate the body generally, and sort of a fusion of necromantic study and I would say just literal like anatomical study. Because I like to imagine Sarathil as like in addition to being a wizard, also has pretty proficient anatomical knowledge.
Yes.
Like you imagine necromancers do. Like they know, like, yes, I can. This is the fibula. So I'd say you can give me an Arcana, a Nature, or a Medicine check. Basically, any intelligence check that you think would fit, sort of examining the nature of the corporeal form.
Well, I think medicine makes the most sense. I would like to roll Arcana, but I think medicine makes the most sense.
Okay.
So I will roll that. Oh my god, you don't know how close it was to a 1. But it's a 25.
Okay. So with a 25, it's actually a pretty interesting study for you. Because you're basically studying anatomically what your body is like.
Yes.
Understanding sort of the effects of the undying blessing or curse, depending on who you ask, what it does to the body exactly. You, of course, know there's no blood in the body whatsoever, and that the body is purely, like, on the individual atomical cellular level, sustained by magic. So you can still feel the magic tethered around it. And you know, typically in a spell like this, say, for example, for you, is your soul is willingly encased within this shell. It creates an odd relationship, though, between the body and the soul. It's why you feel odd yearnings, no real satiation for certain things, and a dullness of a lot of your typical feelings is because there's just a disconnect. It's, you know, the body is jankily rigged up to hold the soul still.
Right.
What you also discover is sort of the there's an unnaturalness to this in the sense that the soul inherently wants to escape because it's not meant to be in a body anymore because the person has died. Over time, this resistance seems to be built up in this, and you can still feel a trace of the soul in the body, in the sense that the soul is being tethered still to the body because the shell, for all intents and purposes, is there. And the soul, it's more difficult for the soul to be released from the body as it normally would be and sent straight to the fields of death. The soul must be, in that sense, recovered by a psychopomp, which are agents of extraplanar space that are, their purpose is to collect souls that do not naturally arrive at the fields of death or to their planes of existence, which means that while there is a longer time before this soul leaves, it does mean that something at some point in time will come for it. Whether that's Ayla, you know, if she's able to, which is unlikely given the circumstances, able to collect the body, or an actual extraplanar psychopomp who will come and collect the soul. Usually these are related to your deity, or if you had to deal with a devil, an agent of the devil to come collect the soul. For those who seem untethered, like Kieran suggested, this is where your knowledge hits a wall. You're unsure of what would be coming for his soul. You know, in traditional times, it would be Ilyvania. You know, if before she died, if an undying one died, they would be recovered by Ilyvania. But in the sense that there is no Ilyvania, as far as you all know, you have no idea what's coming for this guy.
Okay.
But
So-
with that said, you can identify that the soul is still tethered somewhat to the body. So you can continue to try to extract that soul.
Okay. Then I guess going forward, now that I know that the soul's still tethered to it, I guess I would like to focus on, I guess, trying to locate it. So could I do like an investigation check?
Yeah, I would accept investigation. I would actually even also accept Arcana for this.
They're both 11, so it's okay. Yeah, 29.
This is where Sarathil shines in the dissection
no
and
combat.
skill challenges.
Yeah, no combat, but like when I'm literally just like studying a body.
Okay, what was the total again?
29.
Okay. You are able to sort of, and I imagine like you almost go into a necromantic, because this is sort of like abstract magic that you've been studying, as opposed to like the very, perfected equation like spells of your spell book. This is the abstraction of that, where you're essentially as if you were a mathematician going into experimental math. This is basically what you're doing here in the midst of this, and this is taking you quite a while. Where this is probably the longest part of this engagement, where you are studying. You have your book out. You are kind of moving through the different points of your necromantic arts to try to latch onto this. Give me a quick wisdom saving throw.
Don't go crazy. No. No.
Your body bit of
Well, by
blue
the way,
takes you
also,
over.
this is against your own spell DC.
Yeah. Do I have anything I could do? I can't do anything for saving throws. I don't think so. And it's just a legacy. No, I'm sorry. Not for person. Ability check. No, it's an 8. Damn.
Okay. I'll give you a moment to select this, as I'll check in with everyone else, but you are pushing your mind out of reality. And you are working off of experimental and sometimes instinctual magic. Where your books can't carry you, your instincts carry you. And your instincts are garbled up soup of unstuck time magic.
Yes, correct.
So, Sarathil. It's been a while since I've done that. It's because Kieran's back. Can you, while I check in with everyone else, think of, for me, a moment in Sarathil's life, or, and I'll give you this option as well, a moment in a Sarathil's life. Deeply connected to souls. Either searching for souls or experiencing death in some way, experiencing the death of someone else, somewhere where you would be surrounded by the presence of a leaving soul, or a soul being bound. And like I said, this can be your memory, or this could be some Sarathil somewhere's memory. But I'll check in with everyone else while you're thinking of that. So, Talray, I imagine you're cleaning off the unicorn horn now. This is, and for everyone, this is a couple hours later. So you can be figuring out what you're going to do for the rest of the night, figuring out your dwelling situation. It seems like you might be doing a good old-fashioned tiny hut situation.
Or maybe a temple.
Or maybe a temple. That's right,
No, I
because
used my only 7th level spell slot to kill there.
that's true. Because there's no dwellings available because it's all molten rock or on fire still. And you're in the most remote part of Elysia, besides the hinterlands. So For the rest of you, what would you like to do at this point? Curon, you know that Sarathil is working his experimental magic over there. You could check in on him if you want. The rest of you also could surmise Sarathil's doing some weird magic over there. But you're all, for the most part, you're still pretty scathed and beat up and tired, especially you, Timber. But you're, it's that moment, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours later where you can like talk again. You're not as in shock. Your adrenaline has gone down. You're all exhausted, of course, but you are able to exist amongst each other again. And it's not just sort of like that happened. So is there anything in specific anyone would like to do?
So who's...
So
Go ahead, Stefan.
I was going to say, are people grouped up together at this point?
Yes, I would say everyone is, unless someone has a specific thing they want to do elsewhere, I'd say everyone's grouped up where these soldiers are resting as well. And you can see, Stefan, some of the capable soldiers who have legs and can move around and lift light things because you've healed them. They have some strength left. They are collecting debris. They're trying to gather anything they can to create makeshift small shelters for each other. Because there were camps on the outside that were a lot of the tents burnt up. But they were at least shielded somewhat by the walls. So there may be materials that they can gather to make dwellings, but everyone is going to probably be sleeping under the starlight tonight. But everyone is generally in that area.
Right, so walking over to the group, Kieran goes, it's no temple of the gods, but I can throw up a tiny hut to keep us a little safer through the night.
It's been a long time since we had one of those.
yeah.
Yes, well, speaking of a long time, Kieran says, sitting down with the rest of the group, crisscross applesauce, he goes, what have I missed?
Timber doesn't say anything, but he just flops an arm towards Ekbalgoth.
Yes.
I imagine.
Yeah, Talray would, start giving him the rundown. We met some more druids, came up with the plan to attack Queen Ayla where it'll hurt. Came up with this tower monolith situation. I don't know if you were around for that part, but we took care of this one pretty good, and Talia was supposed to be taking care of another one up north, I believe. We got to check up on him as soon as we can, because we had some coordinated strike situation going on, and seeing as Ayla brought all of her, big guns to us, maybe
Not
they
all of
could be
them.
in trouble. Yeah.
Also, just a point of note, you were aware of this, Kieran, but sorry, Stature, the meeting is tomorrow.
Already.
Do we have any...
It's 2 days? It's 2 days?
Yeah, it's the 13th. It's on the 15th.
It's in 2 days.
Should we have any
Today
means
it's
of
just
getting
told me.
there? Of course, yes.
I don't know if we're going to get there, but we can observe. That's, I think, the important part.
True, yes. Did, when I passed, well, before, I guess, technically, I had that bag of holding with all the, artifacts in it. Did any of you happen to pick those up?
We did we?
I imagine you guys would have not left all of
Yeah,
Kieran's,
Kieran's-
especially because you knew that was the cursed bag. You knew that had all of the things. Scarlet, you have the Oculus. And I imagine Timber honestly probably picked up anything else that was there.
Yeah.
Also, the two things that were important are the cursory scribe or the Oculus,
Yeah.
and the Carcery tuning fork. Those were the two things that, like...
Yeah.
Was
Timber
there a
actually-
Paladin mask in there? I don't even
No,
remember.
Uncle Oleg has the paladin mask.
Right.
There was something else I have to go through, but that's fine. I think it was a
I-
trophy more so than anything.
I
Yeah.
have the. Oh, I watched it happen, actually. Watched you.
Oh,
Do you need it?
well, if we are to spy on your brother and Thatcher, and Kinsley, we'll need it. Who is the one to view it? Kieran looks at Scarlet and then over at Timber and then back at Scarlet. I'll leave it up to you all. Feel you have a more personal connection to.
Right. But I understand that we are in a situation that takes priority and can figure that out later.
Yes.
Well, us being hasteful is, well, at least the reason behind it is so that we can make time for this. So there's a lot at play here. So
I'm grateful. Thank you.
Well, let me see if I can reach out to Talio. See how they're faring. Where was it that you sent them? You said to the north?
North. The Northern Spire.
Tor Alda.
Tor Alda. That place that I've been to.
Tor Alda is the home of the Magisters, the Enthelion unity.
Yep.
No friends of Ayla.
So, Kieran, cast sending. 5th level, because I can. And he's gonna send it to Talio, and he goes, Talio. Honoro. My friend. I imagine you didn't expect to hear my voice again. Much has transpired since we last fought together. But the important thing is I'm back now. Here to help. Well, less me and more the rest of the party, the rest of the champions, were able to plant the seed that they created and have destroyed the southern tower. They said you went north to the mages of Toralda with the druids. How fare you? How goes the fight?
Okay. I need 2 people to roll a d8.
Got you. 6.
I'll do it. One.
All right. I need 2 people to roll d100s.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
I'll do. Okay.
Oh, no, you can do it.
Yeah, no, Prisco can roll low.
Wait, do you want me to roll low or high? What's
This is a table that it does not matter for. Well, it does and doesn't.
25.
26?
Nice.
Wow.
I'm 28. What the hell was that?
I think it was
Yeah.
Shannon's fan.
Was it?
It was like 1 second of it, and it sounded like a spaceship was abducting you.
Don't leave us, Shannon.
Ah!
Thought it was a guitar strum from the 26 roll.
Okay. Who rolled a 25?
I did.
Okay.
Timber explodes instantaneously as Queen Ayla needs to take her wrath out on somebody.
Ooh.
Hey, more exhausted?
I need someone to roll me a d10.
Yes, on it.
1.
Don't get a 1.
5.
Down the middle.
Okay.
You kill Talia.
See, when I don't know if it needs to be high or low, I'm just right in the middle.
Yeah, I know. I was just rolling on a particular table. Okay, so you reach out to Talio, and you would get a very, very feeble response. Like he's almost like in a feverish dream when he responds. Kieran, I've fallen into a dream. You're dead. Am I dying? We did. Whether I live or die, we did it. It is done. It is done. Kieran. Breath. And it kind of fades away. Sounds like he's fighting a fever.
Talio, my friend, please, if you can hear me.
Take vitamin B. It really helps.
Sorry.
If you can hear me. I'm so proud to have had you as a friend. So lucky. If it is your time to leave this material plane, know that it has been an honor knowing you. But know also I sent you my strength. Fight on for the River Valley. Fight on for Navali. Have faith. Have strength.
You would get a whispered response. Ispriam nun tu, brother. And it would fade away. Either he passed out or fell asleep, you're uncertain. Last words were just Elysian for I love you, brother. I'm gonna roll it, but Stefan, can you give me high or low?
Low. We always go low in this house. By this house, I mean me. And I don't.
Ron's house.
Okay, good to know.
In the middle of the street.
Anything else?
Kieran will repeat phrase of love to him, and then turns to the rest of the group, his eyes a little wet. He goes, "They did it. They succeeded in their mission."
Big
But
exhale.
I fear at what cost.
There were a lot of good druids over that we sent over there. I'm sure that they're trying their best to keep their losses minimized. We should.
Yes,
Did you plan any, course of action for the future? I think we would probably want to regroup and do a full assault with our forces towards the final monolith.
It's Sarathil.
That or
who
go for the throat. Threaten the monolith
Who-
and go through the throat. However,
who
waste our resources. Sorry, Kieran.
who else did you say went with Talio?
Gideon and his crew and the brothers.
Ah, the brothers. 3. whose names
Elduin,
I
Florian,
already-
and Ilgwyn.
Which one did we have more time with? The youngest one,
Ilgwin was the youngest
Ilgwin?
one, who was the trickster. Elduin was
Yes, okay.
the friendly kind of dad one, and then Florian was the aloof older one.
All right, so then we'll message you, Gwyn. And Kieran will do another 5th level sending. And goes, Eugwin, it is I, Kiranis Listane. I know you may have seen me pass, or I guess technically Varys took me. Then my friends told you that I passed, but long story short, I am back for the moment, freed of Ayla's control. I've heard back from... I messaged Talio, and I fear for him. How fare you in your mission north?
Old man, you're back. Yes, good. Fiery one won't be so sad. Talio, we are doing what we can to keep him alive. We will not fully recover ever. He will never shoot a bow again. But we may be able to give him his life. But it is uncertain right now. It is... We infiltrated and... We did our job, but we could not get out as easily as we got in. You can turn into only be a rat for so long. Baka, you never met Baka, but she's in what we can only presume is a temporal coma. She may not come out of it. We are all injured, but those two are the ones who are on the edge. Thankfully for us, these mages saw the destruction of the spire and came to help. I don't trust them, though. We're in their city and it is too metal. Made of gears and twisting steam and all manner of constructs. I don't like it. But they are helping us. We will try to save Talio. What should we do next?
You should rest and recover as best you can. We will take some time to rest and recover as well. I fear my friends, while we succeeded, also took quite a hit. Thank you for any aid you can give to Talio. We will make for Sarathil. Sarathil. Sorry.
Me.
We'll make for Sarathil shortly.
Sorry,
I understand you may have no love for the mages of Toralda and their mechanican ways, but any help you can elicit from them, bring to Sarathil. Bring whatever you can, any aid. We shall meet on the outskirts. I'll message when we have a better idea of where. We shall gather our forces. See first if we can appeal to the people of the city. But if need be, we must fight for our country's freedom. For our people's freedom.
Yes. We will rest. If you, by any chance, are able to go to a place we know of near Sarathil, we can tree stride to you for quicker reunion. Granted, any additional forces we get from the mages may take longer to arrive. But they can teleport, right? Isn't that what being a mage is about? Unnatural superpowers and moving here and there and disrespecting the great rhythm.
And the message ends there as he gets into a little rant to himself about mages.
Bastards.
Let me know where you're familiar with. South of Sarathil. We will meet you there. How far is Navali from?
Novelly would be relatively close to Sarathil because it's all the river villages stay within a certain radius of Sarathil, and Novelly being kind of one of the original towns would probably be closer than some of the outer ones, but it would probably, I'd say, at least a day or two away from Sarathil by foot.
Maybe meet us, if possible. If there's a place south of Navali, we could meet you. Maybe gather support from my old village.
Yes, Navali, the crook of the shepherd. We will find you there.
We'll be in touch, friend. Stay safe. And Kiran ends the message you're descending. Then
Okay.
turning to the rest of the group, he goes, I've spoken with Ilgwyn. It sounds as if they made it okay on the into the fortress, but coming out was a little more hairy. Talia was injured and may lose his life. One called Baka, I'm not familiar, but he said you would all know, is in a temporal coma. Not sure what that means or the severity of it, but Ilwyn sounded less than thrilled prospect. I told him we'll meet south of Navali. I think a good idea for us is to travel north of the river. And maybe it's time we start showing our faces. We can fight Ayla from the shadows, but if anything, it just supports her claim of our heresy. With her weakened power, her weakened grip over Alicia, I think it best we let the light shine on our faces and let the people know we are here to help. We are here to fight. But only if she forces us to. Of course, any suggestions you all have. Nothing is final.
I imagine some of you who've been with the party a while might remind you of a few of the different moments that Kiran nervously stood in front of the group to exclaim his plans, and he has grown up so much as he just very confidently states his plans now. At once, it makes me think particularly of that moment when he had all of his notes with him and all of the things to reference, and he was dropping them and nervously talking about. We need to deal with the. Oh no, that's not right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we missed you, Kieran. Just in response to all that.
No, don't go dying again.
Yes, little cleric. Let's see if your plans can help spur this movement along. I'm sorry. You say he's always like this.
It's been
I'm
awful.
gonna stand up after Scarlet says it's been awful, and just like make some loud noise, like stomp my foot or something like that, but like still have a smile on my face and be like, "Now, I would like to address something. I've noticed that a couple members of this party seem to think that, uh, you know, some of us might not be pulling our weight, or perhaps, some of us are more important, or opinions are more important than others. And I just would like to say that I would appreciate it if we had some more open lines of conversation. If anybody's got any grievances with Ek Barlgoth or me or anyone in particular, I think it's good if we get those things out in the open while we're all together. And I just stare awkwardly at everyone.
I, for one, welcome a dissenting voice, Kieran says, looking to Ekbargoth. You should know how nice it is, once in a while, to be questioned. I appreciate the faith you all put in me, he says, turning to everyone, but clearly I am not always the best coming up with our decisions, as they lead us to much tragedy. Too much
Well,
death.
well spoken, Kieran. I agree wholeheartedly. And in the event of that, I would like to give you a little constructive criticism.
Please, be my guest, Talray.
Well, you've been great, first of all. It's great to have you back. Really missed you, buddy. But even when you were around, I've asked you multiple times about maybe talking to your god, seeing if we could figure out what's going on with Glomel. I've been struggling to get in contact ever since you left, and I've made no progress whatsoever. We were kind enough to, carry on with your crusade to get rid of this Queen Ayla person. And I think that it would be really helpful for my morale if you were to, try some magic stuff when you get a chance to perhaps figure out what's going on. Now, that magical coma thing is a good idea. Maybe Glomon's in one of those. Maybe that's why I can't talk to him. So I something about temporalness. Maybe Sarathil can help with that. You ever run into one of those, Sarathil?
I'm not there.
Yeah, Sarathil's a
Oh.
couple yards away, dozen
magic
yards away.
beast.
If anyone were to look over, you would just see Sarathil like as he's magically
For
experiencing.
Sarathil, and I realize he's not there. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I'll ask him later. I'll be sure to recap, give him notes about this whole meeting. I've been thinking about this for a while. Anywho, I would also like to say, the Ekbarlgoth Eckerd here, as he likes to be called, has been a great help, but I feel like there's been a lot of negativity between him and some of the others. I just want to throw that, dirt under the bridge and say we all did a fantastic job working together, and I think we should think of ourselves as we, instead of a me. Ek, what do you say about this? Can you honestly say something nice about any of us? Maybe just one person in particular.
Barlgoth gets to his feet and does a gracious bow towards Talray. And he goes, my word. I don't think anyone on this mortal plane has said such a nice and lovely thing to me. Talray, you are, without a doubt, the greatest marksman to grace this plane of existence. I mean, by the gods, the way you struck down that undead creature, what was his name? Doesn't matter. And Kieran kind of pipes up and goes, I believe you mean, Varys Moonbound, he was the first... Yes, that one. Of course, you struck him down and he only got back up, but it's good to do as much harm as you can to our enemies. Timber, of course, is quite proficient in punching things and letting out that demon. Good show. Yes. And as for Scarlet, yes, because of your hair. As for Scarlet, she is quite the driving force in the world, and I am just honored to know. Oh, and of course the dead man. I forget his name, I'll be honest, I cannot remember it for the life of me.
Sarathil.
Sethil, yes.
No. Oh my god.
Said it like 5 seconds ago. I was just talking about him.
Right. Sarathil, the city. No. His command of the necrotic arts is phenomenal. Do I have to keep going on?
No, I think that's enough highfalutin jargon for one day. Thank you very, very much, Ekbarlgoth.
Leave, and he goes, but I will say, you are all not what I expected. As he wanders off, and Huron goes, yes, well, I didn't think a servant of Zendaya would be so loudmouthed.
Look, guys, he's trying. You could see that. Like, at least he had something nice to say. I don't see any of you piping up and saying anything. I mean, sure, I told him to go first, but come on, you interrupt me all the time.
Timber is dead asleep.
Through the whole meeting.
Yeah, you would just start to slowly hear a snore coming from Timber's snoot.
All right. I see that some of us are not taking my word seriously. That's fine, I guess. I mean, I can't fault the guy for trying.
The best
Sharon.
I can offer is tolerance, and that's it.
And we're all thankful that you were able to work together to bring Ilyuvanya's image to life.
Now, hold on. I'm not done yet.
My apologies.
Scarlet, you bring up a good point. I mean, he can be tough sometimes, but I mean, you've been giving me, you've been frustrated with me ever since I joined this party, and it seems like the only person you're ever nice to is Kieran. I mean,
Well,
Kieran, you could have done some things while you were gone, right? Like, did you learn anything about Queen Ayla's castle? Or you said you were held up, but I mean, what were you doing while you were held up? Did you try to escape? Did you look for, did you talk to people? Like, did you learn anything?
I don't think we need to be having this conversation right now.
When else? I mean, tomorrow we've got plans. We're headed out. I think now's the perfect time.
You can walk and talk at the same time, correct?
Talray, to answer your question, I unfortunately did not see much. I spoke to very few. And what speaking I did do got me in trouble, so I didn't attempt any escapes. I apologize I did not find Glowmoon, and I apologize I have not done more to help you.
Aaron, you've
Well-
done nothing wrong.
No, but I've done nothing to help him, which is his point, and he's right. Getting up, Kieran puts an arm on Talray's shoulder and goes, "You have worked to help us. Threatened to leave numerous times, but haven't. And I appreciate your perseverance. On the morn, I will see what I can do to find out more about Glowman's situation, but it is my thought that he lies trapped in Ayla's, call them dungeons. For I saw not a single trace of him during my time there. Right, Sean? I didn't see Glowman at all.
You did not see Glowman.
Right. I saw nary a trace of him. I will do what I can in the morning to see if I can find out any more information. But I fear we won't learn much until we're on Ayla's doorstep.
I look to Kieran and I say, You're right, and I appreciate everything you're doing and what you're gonna do for me in the future. You know, I still think that this group has potential, and I just wish that, we could work a little better as a group. I mean, I'm not naming any names, but some people, look differently at others despite, their actions. And I mean, I just wish there was a way we could fix that. At this point, I directly look at Scarlet and I say, I try not to pry in your troubles, but if you ever need anything, something that we can all help with, you just ask, and we'll try and make it happen. All of us, not just the ones you trust. We can't earn your trust if you don't challenge us. We want to prove ourselves to you, or at least I do. So, give it a shot. And I just sit there and I drop my hands to the sides of my shoulders, I guess. I just drop my hands from the sky because I'm doing speechy things and
just collapse down.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna give her about 5 seconds and then I'll probably just walk out I'm gonna go out on a scout.
I was say something. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe at the end of the 5 seconds you're getting up to leave.
Yeah.
Kind of with a smirk that I'm trying to hide. If you stop trying to abandon the group, I'll think about it.
Talray stops, he was on his way out, and he just smiles half, not looking back all the way, but you could see that he half turns his head and you could see the smirk on his face. And he says, "Yeah, you do that. I'll be out here. Come find me when you got a good idea." And he just goes and flies up into the trees and stays up there for the night.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
We're last thing tonight. We'll cut back to Sarathil.
Hi.
Where are you, buddy? Where's your brain at? Where's your mind at?
So I appreciate you giving me the choice of what I did and what a different Sarathil did. So I'm gonna give you both.
Oh, you don't disappoint.
So, the last time Sarathil had been working on tampering with the souls, the spirits of the dead. Cut back to a flashback of you see Sarathil kneeling in front of a table, and on table is a decrepit, decayed corpse that is covered in black ichor, similar to what everybody had saw from the collapse of Ultramastro. It's clearly somebody that died from the curse that is pouring out from the Fey explosion. This person is Hypatia, long companion of Sarathil. As he is attempting to bring her back from the dead, one, not being a cleric and not being able to cast resurrection, obviously, went through tireless time and effort and resources to collect scrolls and knowledge, whatever he can, to bring her back. And begins channeling the spell to do so. And within that moment, is able to connect to Hypatia spiritually, where being wise and intelligent, maybe even more so than Sarathil, and like they have like a visual connection. And she informs him that despite his efforts, she won't be the same coming back. The carcery that inflicts her and poisons her is too much to bear. She'll be an outcast. She won't be restored to her previous self, and she'll live in agony. On the flip side, too, she was lucky for her soul not to go to carcery to begin with. And for her coming back, if she were to die again, fears that that might be the case. So she pleads and begs, or doesn't plead and beg, she just says that she does not wish to come back, that she's in a better place, but still wishes to continue the fight, and offers an alternative. Gathering the resources and accepting what she desires, Sarathil performs a different ritual. To the best of his ability, from what he has learned in his studies to try to cure this disease, removes the skull from the body, cures it of its affliction, and binds gold to it, which is the spell that everybody has seen before, where he summons the spiritual message of Hypatia, where this was her agreement to come back and help in whatever way she can, willingly. And that's what actually happened. Now, in an alternate dimension, Sarathil couldn't take this. He couldn't bear not living another day without her being with him physically, and rejects her desires and tries to force her into her body against her own will. And for a moment, it succeeds. She arises, disfigured and saddened. But the natural law of bringing somebody back from the dead against their will causes a great disruption, where out of nowhere, you hear heckling and cackling as rifts begin to open around her, as the soul. I'm sorry. What did you say they were?
They're called psychopomps.
Psychopomps emerge from the Ethereum, just snapping. You broke the rules of nature. You stole this soul, and begin just. It opens just essentially chaos into wherever he caused this, creating a complete disruption of the natural order, and essentially they just spawn out and start murdering and killing everything around them, and creates something far worse than he could have possibly imagined.
Absolutely. So, Sarathil, in your concentration and being twisted, you see all of these things. You don't see them, you live them. You embody the bodies. You feel the decisions, you feel the fear, you feel the sadness, the sorrow, the peace as well, and the good memory. But you see how things could have been, and the destruction that caused. Almost as a, not intentional, but a warning within yourself of what you can become when you are not wise and careful. And as you come out of this, imagine in a panic in the same way you awoke from the last time you were unstuck from time, you would see in front of you the body of Varys Moonbound, the chirping of the winter insects of Elysia, fires behind you, both of campfires as the soldiers are coming to rest, as well as the dimming cinders of the fort. The Fey ash tree is still beaming with light, but it has dimmed from its ultra violet light before. And you take a deep breath of the cool winter air, maybe close your eyes, shake it off. As you open your eyes, standing in front of you, just past Varys, is a tall figure, cloaked entirely in a coat of raven feathers and a hood over their head, with just barely underneath the light that peeks into the hood, you can see a white mask as a psychopomp has showed themselves to you. Of no religion you're quite aware of, but you feel an understanding of this creature as it looks at you, and it reaches a hand up at first, almost like it's holding out a hand for money, as a beggar might. And you feel your crown lift from your head and go to their hand.
Where did you get this?
And that's where we're going to end tonight.
Holy shit.
No.
Oh no.
As you have met a psychopomp of Athramenos here.
Oh shit.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right, folks, thank you for hanging out with us tonight for Advantage in Paradise. We're for some epic conclusions to the fight, and then some airing of grievances, and much needed research on Sarathil's part, and just sort of a sobering beginning to the next steps of our hero's journey to bring down Queen Aela, to free Elysia in order to fight the good fight against your greater enemies. And now Sarathil has, in some way, contacted the plane of memories and the mind. We'll see how that goes next week. Thank you, folks. Please hang out with us throughout the week. This Thursday is going to be another Relaxing in Paradise, which I will continue working on the scatter terrain for Queen Aela's chamber. We were working on this lovely root system, this spider root. We are building the tumors that grow on the root systems in Queen Aela's court. And we'll continue working on the scatter train for that, and we'll probably play some V Rising on Thursday night, and we'll go from there. And then, of course, this Sunday, the Sean Enchanted Power Hour. We'll recap this episode and speculate on what will happen next.
Got
and
a
then,
lot
of
to
course,
unpack there, guys.
yeah.
Yeah, think.
And then in 2 weeks will be the finale of the Arcane Quandaries of Strixhaven. We ended on a cliffhanger there as well, a betrayal actually. And we'll
Too many cliffhangers.
we'll see what happens. All right, folks, thanks for joining us. We're gonna send a raid on over to. Let's see. We'll raid. Who has a load? We'll raid Valor Studios. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Go and give them some love from Paradise, and we'll see you all very soon. Please stick around throughout the week and hang out with us. Say goodnight, everybody.
Night,
guys.
everybody.
Good night.
Have a good week.
Bye.